the screen here to keep us focused. So if you get lost, read the prompts, it'll keep us focused. So our first question, I'm going to invite Richard and also Max to answer this question. We'll divide this between the two. So our question for the first two panelists is this. The first 90 days, this is our focus for this panel, guys. The first 90 days often sets the tone for everything that follows for your customer's journey. What are the most important habits and actions you encourage your new builders to focus on in those early days? And how do you keep them consistent, especially when the excitement starts to fade during that first 90 days? So maybe Max, you want to open up.
I made a bunch of notes because there's so much that you want to make sure that they are equipped with everything that they need. We are super excited about the products. We love the training programs. We attend all of them. But sometimes getting someone else to get as excited as we do, like Pete said, they may not have that same enthusiasm. So we've got to guide them the way someone guided us. So use the products every day. That's the first thing. Make sure that people understand how to use them. They are well educated on how to use the products and also how to share them. Read all of the knowledge that's shared on training.doterra.com. It's a brilliant tool for everyone to be using. We have so many educational resources. Attend all of the classes, all of the live training programs. The company corporate organizes these for us every week. And then we have all of the leaders who conduct classes every week as well. So come to them. Attend as many events as you can. So just get involved, surround yourself with the energy that is doTERRA. Because if you step away from that, sometimes you'll hear someone else saying, "What are you doing?" And sometimes it can bring you down. But the moment you step into this energy, your vibration changes. Your whole life and energy changes. And that's why we keep coming back to each other. And I think that really works for me.
Thank you, Max.
Amazing.
So I agree with whatever Max said. And apart from that, I think it's important to set the rigor for them to follow, certain things that need to be done. So, set up like a daily rigor for them where they have the 2-2-2, like so many of our leaders mentioned, reach out to 2 new people, follow up with 2 people and share the oils with 2 new people. So do that, set up a time for that, set up your weekly schedule. So have a weekly rigor where you are setting up calls with your, uplines, learning something new, and set up a monthly rigor where you're setting up the calendar for the next month, setting up goals for them, because if you don't have goals, you don't know where you're going, right? That's most important. These are things that I would lay down for the leaders and help them with a schedule, so that they can follow that. Because, we don't know where to go. We have a lot of information, but how to process that information is important. How to simplify that information for them. So that's something that I would do.
Fantastic. Richard, while you have the microphone, what happens if you're working with a builder in your team and you find that they're losing momentum or motivation? Do you have a strategy or a system or something that you do for these people?
So it's very easy to lose that motivation because we all go through highs and lows, right? And a very big support in those times is your upline. So, there has to be a weekly connect with your team. If you're the upline for them, you have to be connected with your own uplines, similarly. And when they lose, motivation, ensure that they keep coming back to the community, because that is where each time we meet each other, we build that belief. Like we are here today, and no matter what, we are building our belief, right? Because some of us may be low at this point. So that's important, bringing them back to the community, having classes for them, ensuring they are coming back, celebrate their wins, because a lot of people will just come because they know you're celebrating them, right? And slowly it becomes a habit. Reiterate these to them. Ensure they come with you to these events, because we get to learn so much in these events.
Absolutely. Fantastic. Okay, guys, let's have a round of applause for our 2 first panelists. Question 1. Thank you, guys. Let's move on to question 2 now. Question 2 is really about different paths up the same mountain. We talked about the analogy of climbing the same mountain. We all want to get to diamond. Like Andrew was just explaining, we all want to reach founders as well. But there's many different paths to get there, so this is really our topic for this question here. So we all have different backgrounds, different communication styles, like I just mentioned. We also have many different strengths as well. It's important to lean into our strengths and know the strengths of other people in our team as well, so we can harness their skills. So we're climbing the same mountain towards Diamond and India Founders, but how have you built your community in a way that really reflects your style and your approach? And the last part is, how can other people learn from what you're doing in your team? And so I want to call on Moa and Asen for this.
Well, okay, ladies first. Okay, for me, building doterra business was very simple. I didn't have any fancy events. I didn't organize big events, though initially I thought I would be doing that, but I realized that it has to be very simple. So I didn't have any big events or fancy system to build this business. I first shared the oils with the people that I love, my friends, and the one who trusted me, enrolled with me, because I wanted to share with them something which truly impacted my life and my family. So that was something very organic for me, and something which people believed in me. And so working over the years, I realized that nobody should have the same system of working, because I work in my own rhythm. I knew my own way of rhythm. I know myself. So the one advice that I would like to give all of us here is, don't try to fit in the mold. Try to find yourself, your own system. Understand what fits right for you and your team. So that is how the team works, and you will see how the business grows. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for sharing.
Okay, thank you. I think people comes from different backgrounds, lives with different contexts, and sometimes we feel like there is not always a good people. There is also a bad people who loves to join doterra, right? So that way we need to contextualize, and then we go forward. So to me, what I usually do is I try to identify a person. I try to identify a person and then see that if he or she could be a builder. And if I can observe that she can be or he can be a builder, then mostly I spend a lot of time. I used to visit every day, go again and again, and frequent communications, and that is usually what I do. And then for the rest, I just call up everyone for home meeting every week for different groups. Every week I used to make schedule, like for Monday for one group, Tuesday for another group, Wednesday for another group, something like that. And then this is how I usually go with it. Yeah. And many a times, there are people who comes for convention, who comes for class, and there are people who are educated, and there are also people who are not. So usually what we do is we try to translate in a better way where we can able to convince them. So this is how I usually do. And then young people, there are older people, so we have to really take care of them in different ways. This is how usually I work with them. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for sharing. Inna Sedla, I want to come back to you. If you have someone in your team who's still trying to find their way, do you have a way that you encourage them to lean into their own style, their own personality? Do you have a technique that you'd like to share with everyone?
I have leaders in my team who are evolving over the years. Yeah, so like our leaders have shared in the previous sessions, you just can't find a builder, right, in one go. So it develops their personality, because it's not just about the oils or the business, it's about personality development as well. So I work with a lot of women in my team, maximum wellness advocates in my team are women. So I have one-to-one conversation with them. I encourage them, and I think they are the better, testimony of themselves. They can say what we have done together. But I have seen them becoming more confident. They're able to talk. They're able to use their own ways of communication. Because I come from communication and behavioral change background, so I try to, mold every leader in their own way. So I don't force the same kind of mold for another leader, because I try to first understand their personality. Yeah.
Fantastic. This is exactly what we're talking about here. We have the same mountain, many different styles, so let's encourage that in our team. It's great to lean into the pipes as a system. However, we do want to add our personality and our flair as well, so that we attract our people. And the beautiful thing is, we're all doing doTERRA in this room here, but none of us are in competition, because people are attracted to you for your personality and your background and your skill set, obviously. But the beautiful thing is that just creates this whole kind of collaboration that we feel in doTERRA. So, guys, thank you so much. Round of applause for these two guys. I'm just checking that you're all awake still, that's all. Question 3, I know you're all dying to hear from Sunita, and she's dying to talk, right? This is why I put you third, just to tease you a little bit.
Put me on the spot, right? You promised to put me on the spot. Anyway.
So our third question is about community as really the foundation of retention in our team. And Matt, yesterday and again today, was speaking about retention. We thought that we would flow on with our questions as well. So the question is, and I'll just read it off the screen here. Many leaders say people don't leave products, they actually leave a community. And in reverse of that, people stay because of the people, the relationships that they build in doTERRA. So what does community mean to you, first of all, Sunita? And then we'll throw to Richa as well. That's the first part of this question. How have you created a space in your community? Okay, and I know you're dying to talk. I'm going to stretch this question as long as possible. And when your team, and how do you build this community so your team feels safe and supported in their environment? So if you can share what you do in your team, that would be amazing.
Okay, thank you, Pete. Thank you all for giving me this opportunity. Yes, for me, community means we are all here together with a connection, and the connection is established with a shared purpose. I believe most of us, when we connect, especially in doTERRA, we have almost a shared purpose, and we're walking almost at the same goal, of course with different perspective in our head, but we are reaching the same goal. So for me, community means my family. doTERRA has been my extended family. People who have been attracted to my tribe, like I have a beautiful tribe within my community, and that's because it's not just because I'm doing doTERRA, it's because who you are. So I make this business a personal business, and with belonging, with making them feel safe, welcoming them into our own community, feeling that they are here with a shared purpose and they will be safe, they will not be judged, and they belong here as a family. So I am so happy that all the collective tribe that we have on a day-to-day purpose, what we share, we are always heading towards. It's just a wellness journey, but it's also taking care of each other, uplifting, empowering each one day in, day out. That's the purpose we lead this community.
Sunita, can I ask you just to add a little bit more? If there's somebody sitting in the audience here and they feel like they're struggling with this topic, what advice would you give them in line with how to create more sense of community in their team? Is there something that you would be able to tell them that would shift their thinking, what would be the one thing, or maybe two things, but one thing that you could tell them to focus on to create community within their team?
Yeah. So, like I said, don't make it transactional, make it a personal journey. I want everyone to feel that you are not doing a business here. You're changing people's life. You're healing somebody with the gifts that you have within your limits. So take this on to the next person you know, any person. Don't stop yourself sharing that I may not be able to share with the other person. Take these gifts to every person you know, share and share your story. That's what I would say. It always starts with a story and then pass it on. And that's the torch of light you have to carry and light this world up.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay, Richa, I'd like to throw to you now the same question.
So I feel, when you lead with your heart and love, like, so many people said before, you build a community that is like you, because they find that nice, and that's why they've joined you in this work, and they collectively build this community. So it's important for us to know the why of people, because whenever people feel down or they feel demotivated, to remind them of their why, something that will automatically bring them back, because they lose sight of their why, and that's why they feel demotivated. But if we are able to do that and support them as a community, which we are building over time, one by one, and keeping that community together, that's something, I feel that, and keeps the community together, has a, similar goal. Everybody is leading with love and with passion.